heart beats fast and the moments pass in a blur. No one sees these cracks like I do, and the ceiling is caving in. Trying hard to keep it together, but I'm falling, fading. I'm trying hard to keep this at bay. I wanna be okay. Don't wanna live this way. I wanna be okay, okay. I wanna be okay. Don't wanna hurt this way. I wanna be okay, okay. I wanna be okay.
Hello and welcome to round number 7 of the Anti-Stall Racing GT3 series here today from Spa. Back again, it looks like it's going to be a night race. Looking at it, everyone's already got their lights out as we start qualifying for 20, or I'm going to say 5 years. I think it's 25 minutes of qualifying. They will have a good amount of time to get some laps. They all stream past, they just all get out there now to start their first laps. So it does look like the race will be in the dark. I think one of the earlier ones in the season was, I believe, no, maybe not. Normally last season, I think you like Road Atlanta, but in the dark, I think it's a season that are in the dark. So far we've had 6 different winners from 6 races, which is quite extraordinary, really. It's have that much variation in top of the standings, really, which we will be able to see tonight. So that will give a clear view of who should be looking out for the rest of the season. Only a few rounds to go. Tail end of the season now. Thing to note is that the championship leader at the moment hasn't actually won a race yet. So, really, it's more about being consistent than it is winning races for this season. Today, I'm joined by Aiden for the first time. Well,
hello, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely good fun. An hour's worth of racing course here at Spa. You said earlier to me that you really like Spa.
Yes, it's a very fun track. I really enjoy racing on Spa. It's especially fun with Formula cars. I mean, GT3 cars. It's pretty tricky with them. They get a bit slidey towards the end of the races.
This one should be good. Should be really good. I'm intrigued to see the pit stop strategy. As always, that always becomes a thing. And the top drivers so far this season have done one stops a lot of the time. So the beginning of the race is normally the first stint. Whoever's leading is normally just getting drafted the entire time as people try get and gain time and gain a whole stint back on themselves, really, by lifting off. But it was quite a lot of it going on in Daytona, a lot of it going on in Long Beach. So we'll see here today at Spa how much of that is going. Of course, about a 2-minute 15-ish lap time here at Spa as they all come around. Start getting some cars there that I haven't noticed before. Brandon, that's not Brandon's, but then who is it, man? Whose livery was that?
I'm still having trouble. It's not liking me today, that's for sure.
I just wanted to point this livery out quickly. But Oyston's car, it's I've even had to message him because it's so nice. I absolutely love it. Look at it. It just looks absolutely fantastic. There's a few things. I don't know whose livery that was. It's a Merc, by the way. A Merc, that's a orange livery. Is orange, sorry, a purple livery somewhere around the track. Try and find it. So. Or who it is. I haven't seen it before, but yeah, lovely livery from there. I absolutely adore that one. And no one's in just yet. Yeah, no, of course, a long lap. Board of Adam Hedgecock at the moment in the Ferrari, just following his teammate Ryan. Well, this have won yet. Wrong. Definitely been up there. He's been doing well, getting some 5 results. Ryan's been on podium. What times are going in, but they're not counting, so they might be cracks here, of course, as there is everywhere around. Look at now here, a bit at Beau Rouge. We'll get the championship standings up. Of course, 5 points go to whoever gets pole here, so we will get them up probably once the first lot have done their somewhat times. I think Ryan and Hancock has just done now, so Ryan's put one in with Adam's put one, Man's put one in. They all are getting some times in there. So is it the same as usual then? Every time in then goes straight to the pits. Our winner from last time out has put a time in, goes pole for now.
Ooh, that's a pretty nice livery. Nick Brower.
Right, the BMW, isn't it? Yes, the Red Bull black and gold one. Yeah, it looks lovely. Who's the car?
That is a very lovely car.
Off. Oh, lovely. That's a different. That's a new livery here from car number 4. That looks absolutely amazing. Does this sequential thing? That looks absolutely lovely. That's a cool looking car from the driver.
Green and purple. Two lovely colors.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a. Oh, there.
Not sure how I feel about the lime green chrome rim.
Yeah, that's it's
I'm
hit
not
and
sure
miss,
how I
isn't
feel
it?
about
Putting
those.
colours on rims. A lot of people don't like that. White on them. Start getting a bit funny. Luigi goes P6. Harry's time didn't count as he. Again, he's got the logo on helmet in the Ferrari. William, I believe, isn't be joining us today after practice. He had some technical issues with his steering wheel, which is always an unfortunate one. It's like turning up to an actual motorsport event and having car trouble. It's quite frustrating, actually, not being able to take part because things like that sadly do happen. Quite a big field spread. Leon's all on his own. R222 coming around the bus stop. He up soon. Go then. Lap on board with
Which driver
Leon.
did you say it was?
222, column 2 on.
An Erder.
Yes.
Oops, I'm not live. I'm not live. I'm behind. As he just went through turn 1.
He has, yes. He's about to go up towards Eau Rouge now with the lights on.
Okay, I am on live then. Eau Rouge is a very tricky one. GT3 cars.
He had a slight lift, but quite flat actually through there, which just surprised me a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. Sure, yeah, I think he may have even just kept his foot. He definitely didn't take his foot all the way off if he did lift a little.
Yeah, no, he didn't take his foot all the way off. I was actually looking at the throttle inputs. I don't think he took his foot all the way off. He left about 90% throttle.
Lovely.
And then he was just full throttle after that.
Nice little, you know what he did. You can see his forward, but that's always handy. No, he's missed that corner quite deep, but crossed out. So the fact that they're losing sunlight, how much do you think that's going to affect this race?
Well, it gets quite tricky in the dark. It gets colder, so the tires, they're going to start getting cold. It's going to start getting slippery. But that's where it's going to come down to who can be the smoothest driver, I think. My opinion.
No, I agree. I also think that there's not much. I don't think there's much lights on the back part of the circuit, like around here. So they're really going to have to just rely on the lights on their cars. Oyston goes P2. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite difficult for them. But yeah, I think tyres for once might actually be an effect. As you said, yeah, of course, running out of tyre temp and grip for once. So it's intriguing to see. I don't think anyone would, of course, go for tyres and none of that. But they're going to have to try and keep them up to temperature. But Leon now going into the bus stop.
I feel like the only time they'll pit in this race is since the temperatures will probably start dropping because it's a night race. Well, that's how it's looking right now. I have a feeling they might not pit unless they get involved in a wreck because they would need to fix their damaged car.
Yeah, that's always the thing as well. One fast repair. Yeah, because they have 45% fuel on board, so they have to do at some point at least one stop. But normally it's 2, to be fair. Normally they end up having to do 2, but lately this season a lot of them have been managing to make it just one stop. So the pit stops we see is normally around the 20-minute mark or just after. But if they get to the 30-minute mark in the first stint, you know that they're trying to go to the end and do the one stop.
We still have 6 drivers who haven't set a time yet. But Leon's time is actually just loaded for me. It didn't load when he crossed the finish line, but Leon has gone P3.
Yeah, P3 for Leon. Good time, 3.5 tenths off. The first 3 are all Mercedes at the moment.
For everybody who is watching the stream, I apologize if I might get a little behind, but my overlay is not working, so I just have to rely off of iRacing itself.
Bit of a delay to it. Peter has a bit quicker. Christini has gone 2 minutes 14.004, so he's now 5 tenths up road to anything else. Last week's winner. Just out there too much at the moment. I'll quickly get the championship standings up before this race so we can see what they're like.
Oh, there's been an incident on track. It had been noted, but there's no further investigation. It was between car number 73 and car number 86. I don't know for sure what happened, but maybe a bit of contact.
Possibly, I didn't have that. Come on, I should have. I sure I haven't, but we'll see. But yeah, at the moment, David. Who's that? David, then. Oh, sorry, you hear me moving around. He's the championship leader at the moment, but he hasn't won a race. With 240 points. Andre Wolf has won a race. I think it was Daytona. I know if I'm not wrong. Currently sits P2, 2 points ahead of Luigi in P3, Oyston in P4, Ryan Martin in P5, Rickerton in P6, Leon P7, Adam Hedgecock in 8, William, which today is P9, Tom P10, 11th, James Ellis, Ivan van der Linden, which is in here, is P12, Rick Jansen in P13, Barry Boltus in P14, Eli P15. David E is in P16. He's only done a few rounds, but Freddie Charles is in P17. Connor Welsh, P18. Go. And Welsh P18 then. On Sharp
My
P20.
overlay has decided to work.
And then throughout, again, there are 8 drivers. To see. Our results table is different than also I've been testing a few things today about the championship standings and looking at it. Interesting developments on my screen. Maybe I'm
And Palo just did another 214.00. He's basically just done another 214 flat. And would you look at that? Only 1,000 off of his best lap time.
So he's just done it again as well, so he's really got the good.
He's starting another lap now. Oh, he's just abandoned it.
Right, so they do like to seem to do one runs and then go straight to the pits.
I'm still having... My Race Labs is just not having it. Just doesn't want to work. Sorry for the interruptions.
That's all right. I was just trying to mess around with some settings that didn't do anything, so nothing to see there just yet, people. But as Oyston comes to the end of his lap, well, of course, so far I've only put a time in. Still loads to come. Oyston P2 at the moment stays there, improves on his time, but stays P2. Leon crosses the line, also improves, stays P3. So they're now only 3 temps off Nini. David time in count. No, it doesn't.
P2 and P3 actually improved by 2 tenths on their lap. Or laps, rather. A couple other drivers on laps right now.
Harry just get back. David's had to go again after I'm not. David's it was a slow actually. It was probably maybe out lap from David, so he's on up again now. Current championship leader.
And Palo's still on his out lap.
Getting dark already. See how that has effect.
Track should start to be getting lower in temperatures right about now. Still messing around with your settings.
I am a little bit, yeah, track temperature down.
Let me look at the track temps. Well, I don't. The track temp is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is in Celsius. I mean, you guys got to remember, I do live in the U.S., so I don't have my
Ah,
units in
19,
metric.
19. Temperature is 9. Oh, is that? Nah. I think it might be 19. Track temp. What I've got here. That's just temperature, maybe. That might not be just track temp. At it, sadly.
The actual weather is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably around 20 degrees, maybe. Celsius, less.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's 19. Yeah, that fits me.
Jim Powers just started his lap.
There you go. David's put a time in. Gone P8. Have.
Thought we ride on board with Gianpaolo Cristini.
Yes, there you go.
He is on a lap right now. He's about to go through El Rouge.
Got his teammate behind him. He's got Luigi behind him, so he's dragging Luigi along with him. He's P6 at the moment.
It's a bit of a Red Bull plan.
Yeah, I noticed the altitude guys, Adam Hedgecock and Ryan Martin, do it too. A lot in qualifying. They're always pulling each other along. The Nils.
I've done it again. I have accidentally went to the track.
Throwing that in there, you have to turn out and turn back in there as Cristini there. Sampson's on a lap that's good for him. It's a good 2 first sectors from Cristini. I'm not sure about Luigi, it's not showing me his ones.
Cristini's just went through Puan. He might have actually got an invalid lap. I don't know. We'll see when he crosses the line, because that's when it really counts. Because you get an invalid lap, and if you're on a good lap and you get an invalid lap, that's always heartbreaking. He's just lifted through that corner.
He's got Luigi's on it too, so they're both sort of matching each other sector ones. He is definitely pulling Luigi along here. Luigi's what, second off him overall at the moment, but that could change at the line here. 2 Leon Racing Team cars. Luigi's definitely closing in these last couple sectors. Yep, he's definitely helped the team out there. Let Luigi go. I think you're right, he got a cut track and just helped his teammate out on the last couple sectors. What does Luigi do when he crosses the line?
Luigi goes 5th fastest.
There you go.
2:14.6 for Luigi. Gianpaolo's going back out again. Don't know whether he's going to do another lap or if he's going to help his teammate out again. Ryan Martins just went 5th fastest. He's improved his time again. He went from 7th to 5th with a I cannot talk. A 2:14.615.
Kokonen's just gone P3 as well. You notice that second, third, and fourth are all basically within a tenth. They're all within a tenth of each other there, so it's extremely close. Quite a few cars.
You see the gap from 3rd to 4th.
Yeah.
8 thousandths of a second. That is really close, I tell you. That is really close. This is how it is in qualifying right now. We're going to have some good racing in the race.
Yeah, it should be good. Andre's just gone stayed P7, but in time. Got 5 will get points in the championship as well. Get 5 points.
Niels is in here.
I am. I was just waiting for some kind of instruction to myself. instead of interrupting you in the middle of everything.
Oh, that's fine. Come join.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
I realized
was,
you were in here the whole time, but
yeah.
I just didn't say anything. I was just waiting
See,
for you
I
to
can't
unmute yourself.
see under all of the information. So eventually, once I saw your message, like, oh, hang on, I saw that, but yeah, it takes a while to find.
We have a picture of your second screen with all your
Yes,
telemetry.
all of that. I forgot that was still up. So when I saw that, I was like, what's he on about? Oh wait, yes, I can. That just going.
Well,
in
I
the
found
background.
everything myself. Now I have both the driver standings as well as the track map. Got a lot of cars going onto the back straight right now. It's 4 people following each other, as you may be able to see here. I've got first one, and then 3 people following. Is it Martin we have here? It's 23 car. That is. Yeah,
Cassini,
I don't know.
yes. Yes,
Yeah,
Cassini,
Christine, yeah.
Race winner from last time, just getting out of the whip. I think.
Where names are difficult.
Yeah,
As you come
especially
to
the
learn when
Italian
you have
names
international
as well.
races.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Is everybody here going for one more run then? They're all... I think they've got time for one more run, and looking at everybody's in a big, long line.
I
Looks
think
like, yes.
Gianpaolo's going for another lap. Yep, he is. He's just crossed the line now.
At the back of the
Start his lap.
Quite a few of them. It is quite dark already, so it's definitely a night race today.
It's
So
gonna
it is.
be
We
a
got
under the
Nick
lights
Brewer.
race, boys.
Nick Brewer coming up, following him is in 9 of Barry Baltus. So those are the 2 guys starting a lap now. Nick passes the start-finish line. You got Barry coming up. He's gonna cross it right now, and then you have the number 4 car that is Goats Giesiger. He's gonna come right into Launchmont now. So a lot of people are gonna be starting the fastest lap soon. Well, what they hope is gonna be the fastest lap, the final lap. It is indeed gonna be 2 minutes left of this session. Do you know how the iRacing works? Is it crossing the line and then you can finish your
It's
last lap
as soon as the
even
clock
after the
goes.
timers?
The clock goes, that's it. It gives you like,
Yeah.
I think it gives you about 30 seconds once the clock goes to get there. But if you're not, maybe not in that, I don't think. But I think it's basically, as long as you beat the clock, yeah, so once that clock goes, long.
Some of these drivers are gonna have to hurry up then if they want to get another lap in. Got a 34 car that is someone that's not on my telemetry.
Rick
They
No,
want
that is
another lap.
Rick Jansen. He's gonna be finishing his lap now. Coming across the line, does not improve from his P12 position. Unfortunate for him, but of course not all about qualifying, it's about the race itself. Got a few people coming up now. It's the 73 coming first as Håkon Krepstad, followed by the 222, that's Leon, going really close to each other into the bus stop. Looks like, is that Leon boarding?
Oh, no, it's Huckinen.
Final lap. Oh, Håkon isn't boarding yet, and Leon coming through. Doesn't look like it's going to be a fast lap. A lot of yellows there at the bottom of the screen.
Van Arder's gone
Proves a little bit.
P3.
Isn't it?
Gianpaolo does not improve. He did not improve his lap. He did a 2:14.1. It wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough for pole, because I think the rest of the cars behind him have all ended up in the pits and not improved, so original pole at the moment does go Christini's way. Other cars out there. Got about 30 seconds left, so yeah, Eli's on a good personal best at the first, but I don't think he's got enough time to actually get to the end of it.
You gonna go on board with him?
But I'm with him now. Go on board, but I don't think he'll make it to the end. Backwards out. Roll well with him. Qualifying's now finished, but we have enough time to get there. Will it allow him to finish? I can't remember. I'm pretty certain it used to be as soon as the checkered goes, it goes, but I Sometimes I feel like in this there's like a 30-second delay at least for get there. Rick Jansen's
He has
always
enough
on
time. He has
Yeah?
enough time. There's 4 minutes remaining.
Ah, 4 minutes of the extra countdown bit. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see that on my screen too. We will get there.
Sorry for the little interruptions. I apologize for that.
So is that 5 drivers now out on track will be able to finish the last lap? Or am I misunderstanding?
No, they will. You're right. They all will. Eli's gone 13th.
Yeah, Luigi, our P6, we're following him right now. Yellow first sector, he's going to Brussels now. It's also known really difficult corner if you don't get it right. You're sent off into the gravel or understeering all the way through into no name. It's going to be the first one of our final drivers thing. Looks like some of them might actually have towed back, so may actually even be our final qualifier.
He's the
Let's
last
see.
one,
Through
yeah.
Wuhan. Yeah.
Sorry for that.
It's not. It doesn't look like he's improving. He's still going to purple. Of course.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Luigi's on another lap.
Yeah. Last one. Right, he's...
You only need one green lap, don't you? If it makes up for everything else. So he could potentially still find some time out there and try and improve his own lap. He's only got 600th of a second up to P5 of Ryan Martin. A lot of lap time he needs to find, but he doesn't have a lot of track left to do so. It's only really the bus stop left, but the notorious corner for finding a lot of lap time. Especially among some of the endurance races that I drive with myself. Can be a tricky corner. Especially if you want to get it completely right. See, it's coming through across the finish line. And
He does not improve.
No, it's complete yellow, just like his car.
Yes.
Now we can go through our long grid order.
Not just yet, sadly. We've got the warm-up.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot there was a warm-up.
A little bit of a warm-up. I just did 25 minutes worth of qualifying, but there you go. Around quick because only a warm-up, so we're not missing anything. Anybody remember the...
No, I do not. I can check the website.
David Conter's driving today.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, yeah, he is. He's just the...
Who's...
Can't say this far down the list, but he isn't actually. It's because we started the warm-up lap out telemetry is rearranged.
Gone,
of course,
so
does not
who's
represent the results from the qualifying session we've just had, unfortunately.
That's a loose Ferrari. He got really loose through Pua. His first warm-up lap.
both of those on? Don't know. Warm up then. Very.
I was like, you need some warming up as well.
Yeah. Look at that. It's already very dark out there. He already is. Lights from the inside of the buildings. Realistically, turn 2. Sorry, the last couple. None of the corners. It hasn't really got the night light at all here, has it? Oh, looking at it.
Like them LEDs on Jin Paolo's car. He's got one yellow and one blue. Looks pretty cool.
Multicolored headlights.
Nah, it's not headlights. It's the
No.
LEDs on the top
Oh,
of his
it's
car.
on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
okay.
see.
Yeah.
The left
I see
one's
now.
the right hand side door LED is blue, and then the left hand side door is yellow or gold, whichever one you want to call it.
That's pretty cool. I'd like to see me some multicolored headlights as well, just to mess up with your opponents. Yeah,
That'd really mess with my brain.
night racing. It's a really tough one, isn't it? Because it's
Oh, there's a
the best
spin.
kind of racing. Oh, it's a small bit. Looks like he saved it. It's a Lamborghini. I'm not sure who that was as he disappears. But yeah, night racing. It's an amazing experience. I'd say it's probably the coolest racing up until the point where you're all alone and it's pitch black, nothing separating you and the darkness other than your headlights. And then you go and do a small flash and it goes from I can't see anything to I can see pretty much all the track. So, of course, whenever you're driving alone, like 10 seconds in front of the guy behind you and 30 seconds behind the next guy, you feel pretty lonely out there in your car. No one around you, just doing laps, trying to keep the car on track. Let the clock run out so you can get out. Try and find some happiness in life again. But you especially feel that during the night races. Le Mans, pitch black, going down Mulsanne straight. It's nothing worse.
Le Mans is very tricky in that. Adam Hedgecock is the only one to have set a time in warm up, but I mean, you gotta remember it is only warm up. Now
It is
Leonardo has set a
up, yeah.
time. Warm up has just ended. It is time for the race itself. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long, long race. What if I take you through the grid order? Oh wait, never mind. Having different. Drivers are in their cars now. They're all starting to grid up behind or line up behind the safety car. What race is this? I forgot.
Race 7, this one. So, Christine will start on pole. Oyston will start P2. Leon P3. Ökelen P4. Ryan Martin P5. 6 for Luigi. P7 for Wolf. 8 for the championship leader at the moment of David. P9 for Adam. P10 for James. 11 for Yops. P12 for Rick Jansen. I need button so I can see the rest. P13 for Eli. P14 for Barry. P15 for Nick. P16 for Martin. David P17. I don't think William won't be here in P18. Some issues. Actually, information I wanted on the screen for you. There. Go then, coming to the lights. Ready. Very close on the exit of the bus stop, and immediately they've gone.
Green flag, green flag.
And flags in the air.
Launch. Was why there. It's close, but everyone's.
Ooh, that was
good at
really
the
close.
front. Green close in the front too. I think Luigi's getting a little bit bumped by
We have a bit of
Ryan.
ball banging there at the back of the grid.
Luigi Nespolino is going to try it on the inside of El Rouge. He's got the move done already before the corner.
through safely for the first time, I believe.
Leon's got the slipstream on Gianpaolo. He's gonna try it around the outside. What's he gonna do? Can he do it? No, he cannot. Gianpaolo still holds the lead. Is he gonna try? Is Leon Erger gonna try it down the inside of the next corner? Nope. He falls right back in line again.
Kyle. Movers, not too many movements. And Brandon has crashed. Seen it with the team. Going or not.
Yeah, Brennan already into the pit, just having a quick look at the telemetry. I can see that apart from Christini, everybody into P6 has moved positions, so it's based on half yard. He goes from P2 down into P4 already, which means Leon and Håkon gets past him. So, not the ideal start for our Norwegian driver. Then it's Luigi that has swapped places together with Ryan, and going a bit further down. Then it's P10 and 11 currently goes. Iske and Rick Jansen, they've both overtaken James Ellis, which means their first two drivers are +1 and James is a -2. Of course, Martin is now into the pit somehow still in front of two drivers, William
gone for that.
Reinhardt and David Favoro. Oh, yeah, that's a move from Leon. It goes
got
up
it.
the inside.
Nice
Looks
move.
like around the outside of the second corner.
Leon's got the
Lovely
move
from
done.
Leon.
Lovely
Yeah, but
move.
it's not over yet, is it? Still got a long straight to try and defend from Christini. It's not going to be an easy one.
Still got the Radeon straight. Still got the Radeon straight. It's a long back straightaway.
Also crashed in P15, so that's
About Martin Brandon's spin or crash. Yeah, he crashed on his own. I went back and had a replay of it. Yeah, he's fun on his own.
Fortunately.
for that. They're all hugging the white line down the straight.
Yeah.
Gianpaolo's gonna go for a
not
move.
giving that position back.
Leon shuts the door. That could have been bad real quick. That was really close between the two top drivers.
Interesting that Leon's chose the lead here. Lately it's been for whoever's in the front at the first stint, you know. Sort of pulls everybody else along and waste their fuel, but he attacked there at the end of that lap. He wanted to be leading. Going a bit aggressive on the fuel, maybe not messing around with any of that one stopping today. Here's look at that, moving around again to the inside, defending, so knows they're there. Everybody's somewhat on top of him, really. You can say from the field, everyone's pretty close.
Really getting into the head of Liam, but he's had an absolute banger for starting up 2 positions already. Starting to build a little gap onto Christini, who's just about 6/10 away from him, and followed by Håkon, who is actually an equal distance away, so he's just going to try and keep those 2 drivers off his back for the next couple of laps, and I think he may be able to keep the first place for longer than he would have hoped that he would get it for. Of course, everybody hopes that they can win the race, but you see already this tiny gap building up. Christini's going to get really close here. He's going to go for a move. See, really... No, not really. No, not close enough on this occasion.
A little wide by Leon. That might allow Gianpaolo to get a little bit closer. But no, it doesn't. Leon still has that little bit of a gap over Gianpaolo.
Yeah, new fastest lap for Leon as well, but he's not far behind. Our second place, Christini. 100th of a second, that's nothing, especially not when you got Sips in the T. Down straight once again. 3 drivers following each other. Their head and tail. Basically a long snake at this point.
Gotta be close enough to go for it. Wait. I don't think he wants to be leading. I generally don't. I don't think P2 wants to be leading. You might as well sit there and let the other guy tag you along, you know, save you some fuel while you're at it. Good strategy call. It gives you more options in the race.
For the people who are just tuning in, here is your top 3 racers so far at Spa, round 7 of the Anti-Star Racing GT3 series. Leon Erger is your leader in the 222 Mercedes GT3. Gianpaolo Cristini is second place in the number 23 Mercedes. And Hakan Grebstad in the number 73 Porsche 911 GT car in third place.
Trying to think if Leon's won. Hakkinen has, Cristini has, Oyston has, Luigi has, but I don't know if Leon has. Trying to think, we've had 6 different winners. Seconds one, thirds one, fourths one, fifths one. Already. Andre also won. He's that, that's 5, isn't it? My count is well, that's 5. Has Leon won? Leon might have won one, I think. But oof.
Good question you're asking. I've not followed this enough.
No, I think I've been here, so I should know.
That. Yeah.
He had a look
Gianpaolo
there.
had a little look.
Yeah, see, that's why I think he's happy to sit behind. He had a look and didn't do it.
Yeah. Selling the dummy.
I think he's trying to give Leon a little scare up there at the front.
Yeah, he's really playing the mind games. And I think the current strategy for Cristini is, yeah, as you've mentioned, was to sit behind, try and save a lot of fuel. It's the same with the guys behind Cristini as well. You see they're doing the exact same thing. It's just waiting patiently. It's not now that you're going to win the race. You still have just about 53 minutes left of this race, so no need to risk it all in the first 10 minutes. You can, by saving some fuel, you can, of course, save...
Gianpaolo's gone for a move.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
He's got it. Gianpaolo's back to the lead again here at Spa. That was a nice, clean move. That is good hard racing between the two there.
Looked like Leon was lifting.
Yeah,
Leon didn't really fight it.
Yeah, I think as soon as he went to the inside, Leon may have just lifted off and gone, okay, you can now lead. I do think there's a lot going on here. It's chess, this racing.
Yeah, looking at that pass that Gianpaolo made on Leon for the lead, Leon had decided he just lifted. He said no point in racing it here. He's already got the slipstream. He's already got the move done. Might as well just lift and try another move later on.
So I went and answered my own question. So Leon has won. So the top 5 have all won one of the races so far this season. Of course, 6 different winners of Andre and P7 is the other driver too. So Ryan Martin's the only one in the top 7 that haven't won so far this season. So that's interesting. Anyway, they're all racing for the second win of the season. That'll be the first time anyone has managed to put it off. So wondering if one of these drivers will be able to do that.
Who's your money on for the winner today?
Oh, it's so early on. I don't know, because it's really, yeah, all of the top 8, for any of them, I think. That's where I think it's coming from.
I'm asking this now, but I'll ask again towards the end of the race when things will probably be a little more easy.
Yeah, a little bit more easy to predict near the end. At the moment, they're all playing test games that we can't see what their fuel situation is. We're only 9 minutes in. And look at them all. Look at the top 8 there. All in the one shot. All down the back straight. Adam just in the back run there in P9.
Only about 3 seconds from first to 7th, I think. Yeah, it's only about 3 seconds from first to 7th.
I can show now quickly. Chance on crash, so I'll quickly show that one. As I don't think anyone's going to make a pass this time around. So what happened to Rick Jansen? I think he's all on his own. Lost a couple of corners. Has he dropped it? Oh, yeah, oh, big goal. Wow, big crash actually for him. He's had to correct it mid-corner on the last couple of corners. The really fast left-hander, and it's just thrown him into the wall. So that was a big one for him. Still in the pits.
So what's happened?
Rick Jansen a couple of laps ago had a bit of a crash. And I think Nick did the same thing. Does he have a twitch as well in the Beamer? Yep, but he spins into the inside wall instead of the outside wall. Same sort of situation. So,
ooh, that's a little bit wide from Leon, but not too wide.
Both in Beamers, by the way, just note that one. Both of them 2 cars that had that spin in corner. Beamers.
I'd like to say I've done some practice here in the Merc, and Blanchimont is just it's an easy corner. You just turn in and it pretty much goes compared to some of the other years where it's you'll have to live through it. You can't go through it flat unless you have damage. Talking from experience. But yes, it's an easy corner. But if you turn too much, then you just lose the rear end, especially in the Merc, since the rear end is a bit lighter than some of the other cars, having the engine behind the cockpit. Of course, you can have it in front on this Merc. That's why you have the saying, "Oh, Stendos." Nope, that was just a perspective. Looks like Øystein was gonna spin for a moment.
I was late on the brakes by Leon. He gained a pretty good amount of time there into the final 2 corners.
Yeah, but just to sum up, I don't think it's only a Beamer problem, but I could imagine the Beamer being a fairly heavy car as well. It's probably not an easy car to go through Blanchimont with going flat and pushing to your absolute limit.
Now here's the question. Will Leon try to make a move down the back straight or the ready on straight? Because he is close enough. He's sucking up on Gianpaolo right now. Will he pull out, try and make a move? No, he will not. He'll set behind Gianpaolo for maybe and possibly another lap. Or possibly maybe going into the final 2 corners, he might try to make a move there because he still is close enough. And if he stays this close, he could have a chance to make a move into the final 2 corners.
Yes, yeah, but I don't think you want to overtake too much or try and go for too many moves, because of course whenever you try and make a move, your opponent's going to defend more than likely, and if your opponent defends, you're going to lose time, and then you suddenly have 2 drivers of Håkan and Øystein right behind you who are not slow drivers, as we also saw in the qualifying session. So suddenly you can turn this 2-way battle into a 4-way battle, and I don't think any of these drivers are interested in that. Well, perhaps Øystein, being at the back of this small train, may want to move up a bit.
Keep on the brakes by Leon again. Almost touches the gravel.
Yeah, top 4 are all matching each lap time as well. Slightly quicker than the rest of the fields, 5th and back, so they have spread out here. Top 4 all the way from 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Got a bit more of a gap than they had before. As you can see, they've got a 2.9 second gap back now to Luigi in P5. That's close from Leon, surely, maybe.
Is Leon going to go for a move? No, he's not. He had a little look, but he did not go for it.
Yeah, I was thinking about Leon. Was he's going to do the same as Christini and go for the move if it's an easy pass, you know, down this, the straight we're coming up to now after the sauce. It's an easy overtaking opportunity, especially when you're racing this close. He's 3/10 behind now. Imagine how much he can gain through this 1 kilometer straight, more than 1 kilometer as it is.
Holy cow, look at your top 4. They're so close.
It's incredibly close, but of course, you're always going to lose time, as I mentioned before.
Yeah, he's got to go now.
I
agree, yeah.
Unless it's a 100...
And have a look. He's gonna try to go around the outside. Will he get it done into the next corner? He does get the move done. Gianpaolo backs out of that. Leon is back through to the lead again. These 2 are racing really hard at Spa. Always a track that produces really good racing.
They were close in the corner too. They really trust each other there. Christini is really close when they hit the brakes. Like Leon, but he knows the length of his car. But yeah, it's a 4-car fight now really for the lead, isn't it? You can't say that there's a gap at all, because there's not. There's just they're there. It's the top 4 and then the rest of the field.
Now, do you reckon Luigi Nespolino can maybe get over the back of this 4-car train and have a shot at winning?
Yeah, but I think at the moment he's too busy looking in his mirrors. It happens, doesn't it? When you start racing in your mirrors and just watching those, slow down a little, because he's focused on he's got 3 cars up behind him. So he's, sort of racing in his mirrors while the top 4 pull a bit of a gap away. And if they don't race to each other too difficult, as we've been seeing, to be fair, of course, Leon and Christy are going for, as Neil said, they're going for easy moves, really. They're not fighting each other side by side for each corner. They're going for you know, simple straight line or out braking moves. They're not trying to cross each other all the time, so not helping Luigi close up. If anything, Luigi is now falling a little bit further away.
3.3 seconds behind Oystein. To mention, still the last driver of the small train, so he's gonna have to pull something out of the pocket if you want to have an opportunity to get into this train. Always difficult to try and catch up with people that is in the slipstream train. Yeah, but sure you can do it. Still have a pit window to try and play around with. Hopefully we'll see these 4 people go into some traffic, and then we have Luigi up and have an even spicier battle than what we have now.
Austin have actually kind of fell off just a little bit. I mean, not too much, but just a little bit.
Ryan there in the background, flashing his lights to the back of Luigi, so Ryan wants to hurry up here. He wants to get on the back of the bar train at the front, but not able to make a move anywhere.
Excuse me for coughing. I have allergies in summer and spring, so sometimes I get a bad cough.
Weather update in England gone from 40-degree heat to it's raining again, so don't worry, we're back to just...
Sounds a bit like Denmark.
I love me a rain race. It would be interesting to see that when iRacing's rain is done. Oh boy, would I love to see a good old rain race in the GT3s, and maybe even the Formula Series as well.
Imagine if this was raining
really
tonight, raining in the dark. Cool. I'd make this fun.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing. I've actually raced in the rain at night in real life. Oh boy, is it fun.
Ooh. In real cars?
No, not real cars. I race go-karts in real life, so it was still really fun though.
Yeah, it's still tricky. Especially during the night, I could imagine that's it's a bit sketchy.
As I was just talking about karting, if you kind of rewind the replay or the live a little bit, you'll see that they passed the karting track.
Oh, Luigi's in. That's early.
That's an early. That's a very early stop.
Gotta be a 2-stopper then. That's really early. Be pitting.
What lap is it?
Oh, it's lap 9, 18 minutes into an hour race. That's interesting.
That's very interesting. That's interesting because the if you know the Fanatec GT3 World Challenge official series on iRacing, its standard number of laps is only 10 laps. So, but that's a 20-minute race. So I don't know why he'd stop on lap 9. That's a very early stop.
Oh, Andre Wolf's all over the back of Ryan Martin now for P5. Now that Luigi's gone, Ryan's lost some slipstream. He's almost getting pushed along by Andre to try and catch up to the top 4. They've got a 5-second gap to close into them. See if they can make any inroads into them now with being released from Luigi, which is back out, by the way, now. He was in 34 seconds and 15 seconds in the stop. So that's, by the way, not a full tank. A full tank normally in the pit box is at least 19 seconds to note. Nerdy, I know, but from watching the races, they do a full tank, it's normally 19. So that 15-second stop is not a full tank. And he definitely didn't have any damage from anywhere, so that is a different strategic call there. Let's see how that plays out.
Not quite sure why, but before put on, Leon went for a little bit of a block on Gianpaolo. Like I said, not quite sure why, because Gianpaolo wasn't close enough to make a move. Might have just been I might have just been trying to go a little bit faster, but I don't think it worked out for him because Gianpaolo kind of sucked back up on him again.
He is placing his car in different lines than usual, looking at him, so he's fully aware that things there, but even then,
1/10 gap.
And then,
oh, that's a little snap. I'm riding on board with Leon right now. He had a little snap going into that corner. That was close call. When I say snap, I mean a snap of oversteer.
Oh, Hancock's and he just drove into the back of Christine there in turn 1.
When Hakan Grebstad is really really close to Gianpaolo Cristini now.
Pressure off of Leon quickly, I'd say, for a couple of maybe.
The question is, again, will Hakan go for a move? Because it seems to be going quite quick right now.
James Ellis is pitted. Interesting as well, so that's an early stop. He's going
Hakan
for it.
goes for a look. He makes the move stick. Hakan Grebstad now up to P2. Gianpaolo Cristini back down to 3rd now. Hakan is looking pretty quick in that Porsche right now. Seems to be picking up the pace. He's really deep on the brakes through every single corner. You can just tell how much he's pushing that car. He's pushing it to its limit. He wants to be in the lead of this race, as you can tell by his driving style right now.
Pole sitter is now fallen to 3rd, but it was interesting up front. Not quite, there's no usual follow the leader. They're swapping about a bit. Bit deep
It's wide from
there.
Hakan.
Ben surely in the next corner, does he? No. No one's making big moves here. They're being very calm, collected when they make their move. Everyone's really thinking they overtake through here in the first stint.
Yeah, Christine realizing what's happening up in front. It's Leon pulling a bit of a gap, 17th now, away from Håkon. As long as he's been out leading since the start of this race. I think the first couple of laps he had a similar gap to Christine as well, but now Christine, he can see, of course, Håkon in front of him, then Leon is even further away. So I think he's gonna get down a bit, try and let Håkon do the work and catch up to Leon again. Half a second now, so already catched up to most of the time that they've gained.
Hakan has
Of
already
course,
caught
so-
Leon.
Yep.
Hakan's already caught Leon. He's
Yeah,
right on the
exactly.
back of him.
The slipstream is crazy around this track, especially with these long straights. Talking about straights, tried to do a little bit of research. I found out the Kimmel straight is 760.
Ooh, that was close.
770 meters.
Hakan
Ooh.
really late on the brakes. Sorry for the interruption there, Niels.
Yeah, there's not really any official solve. I thought it was longer. Of course, on the length of Fuji, again, 1,500 meters. That's it's one long straight.
Little mess up from Leon there. That might allow Hakan to go for a move.
Yeah, I think
They're gonna get it up
Håkon is
there.
gonna go for a move now.
Is
Looks at
Hakan
it.
gonna go for one? He has a little look to the outside. Is he gonna do a fake out? No, he's not.
No.
Hakan's just gonna step behind Leon and try to make a move probably later on in the lap, or possibly even next lap.
Barry's in the pits, so is car number 4. So there has been 4 early pit stops now. Well, again, lap 23 sort of standard for 2 stops. So the rest of the field here going for 2 stops. None of these top lots seem like they're going to go anytime soon.
Yeah, perhaps. I think we talk about Luigi doing a really early pit stop as he did, but I think trying to let the competitors try that's eventually gonna catch up to you if you're not faster than them. Yeah, let them do the work and burn some fuel itself. Hopefully, let them have a fight and then you get out, because the grid is still somewhat bunched up. You're gonna come out in somewhat clean air.
Yeah.
Then eventually try and catch up to some people. He's currently 7th, 6.5 seconds away from Ely in P9 Luigi. So a lot of time for him to just do his thing and drive around by himself. Not having
Gianpaolo has a
to
look
be
on
pushed by
Hakan.
anyone. Oh, yeah. Is it side by side through Blanchimont?
Oh, that's gonna be really
Looks like it.
close.
Oh,
Oh, that's a spin from Hakan. He's lost the back of the car.
Or is into the wall?
Oh, what a heartbreak for Hakan Grebstad. He was having such a good race.
And now
Oh,
everyone
that's Leon
pits.
Gianpaolo
Everyone
and
pits.
Austin into the pits. The top 3 are in your pit. In the, oh crap! Dang it.
I think Herkenden's, well, that means everybody's pitted apart from Andre. Andre stayed out. So that means that move was done. Oh, was there any point of doing it? Because everyone was about to pit. It's costly. That's unfortunate for Herkenden. He's got a fast
Yeah.
repair, so he'd be alright because luckily how close he was. But he's lost a lot of time. He's out of that top 4 sort of race now, isn't he? He's got a lot of time to make up.
What do you say we have
I
a
have a
little
lot of
race
optionals
recap
now.
to the incident? Oh,
You
Hakan
mentioned it
stayed
early
out.
on. It's an easy track now with the new downforce and tire modules, some corners like Blanchimont is gonna go easy flat, but if you go side by side, it's always gonna be tricky. Especially the Pork is also notorious for having some corners where it just wants to kill you, and side by side through Blanchimont is one of them.
Just side by
He's an
side.
issue.
You see,
Oh wow, yeah, the rear goes.
just loses it. There's nothing he can do.
There's nothing you can do when that happens. When that rear steps out through that corner, there's just no saving it. You just gotta
side
hold
by
on to
side,
your
Leon
life.
and Costini.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry, I was not on live, so I didn't see that. But Giancarlo Cristini is now through on Leon. They are still really close though. But what was interesting is Giancarlo actually jumped Leon in the pit stops.
Yeah, and I think that's down to some of the fuel saving that he's been doing. He's of course not have to fuel up as much as Leon would have had leading for most of this race.
In the box, he was in there for 1.2 less than Leon.
Yeah, and it's those small margins when you're driving as close as these two drivers are, as well as Øystein and Håkon.
His race radio.
Øystein being a bit further down now.
Driver radio from Giancarlo Cristini.
Racing to crash then for a second, but it was me hovering over the wrong tab and it just... So Luigi, by the way, after his first early pit stop, he comes out now in P5 and he's a little bit closer to the top lot. He's on the back of Øystein, but Andre is now pitted. Where has Häkkinen come out? In P8 behind David, so that's where it's dropped him. Dropped him behind David and in front of Adam Hedgecox. Still in it, but, you know, not in the top 4 battle anymore.
This is going to be really close. Andre Wolf is in the pits right now. And Giancarlo Cristini now 12 seconds. This is going to be really close. Is Andre going to be able to come out in front of Giancarlo Cristini and Leon Erger? We'll see when they come around the first corner. But I don't think he will be able to, because Giancarlo has just passed Andre Wolf. So is the rest of the top 4. They are now through. Andre Wolf is back in 5th. I don't know where... Yep, he comes out, I think, in 6th or 7th.
5 in the end. He's managed to actually jump Ryan in the pit stop.
Yes, he has. He's P5. I couldn't really tell because I can't see all the whole driver order because for some reason my overlay is only showing the top 5.
Oh, Ryan's going to get him though. Ryan will take him down the straight.
Sure.
We have to give that one up, and he does. So Ryan does go back into 5th, back past Wolf like nothing happens. And no one's doing a one-stop then. Everyone's pitted before the 30 minute mark. So the only one that could be trying it is Wolf, that was pitted on lap 27. 27, sorry, lap 20 minutes in. So what, lap 23, lap 12, there we go. But
oh, that's wide from Leon.
don't think he will be going for the day.
I was hoping that Cristini was going to do that with the fuel saving that he's been doing. We saw it, was it last season, Alexander Iso at Red Bull Ring, where he just pulls a one-stop out of the hat, and we are us just stunned by the strategy. It's not something you just pull off. You have to be committed from the start. Just know that, okay, I'm going to be sitting here in 2nd position for most of my first end, if not all of your first end. And then try and do a lot of fuel saving, go to the lower engine maps and make it work out so you don't lose all of your fuel in the penultimate corner and inevitably don't finish the race. But he made that work, and I was hoping Cristini was going to do something similar, but fortunately we won't see that.
They've done it a lot this season. A lot. I mean, I think quite a few race wins have been taken by one stop this season. So a lot of drivers are doing it a lot more regular than last season. Last season, as you said, when people did do it, it was quite shocking. We weren't expecting it. This season, it's now become quite a normality just to try it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if some of these newer cars are having something to do with it. Of course, we have got a completely new Mercedes in our grid, updated Ferrari as well, if I'm not mistaken. So newer cars, but does How the fuel affects them, I'm not too sure. So, but it could have something to do with it. Of course, if one guy has done it,
Look at him
then
move!
everybody else is gonna see it.
Oh, he's gone for it.
Yeah, Leon.
Oh, he's not got it. Gianpaolo still stays ahead. That was really close. Both drivers really respecting the limits. They're pushing each other so hard right now. Leon's gonna look for another move. He's gonna tuck right back in line. He thought twice about doing that one. He said, nah, better play it safe. Don't want to wreck the both of us. And I'll tell you, that is a smart thing to do.
Wolf managed
Yeah.
to pass Ryan up to 5th then, so, well, all that kicked off, so that changed. But yeah, they're close to the lead, but now it seems like we're going for 2 stops then. So is it race and lead? Because if they're doing 2 stops, there's no point in doing all the fuel saving, is there? You might as well be leading because there's no real disadvantage to it. So you might as well attack and try and lead. Oh,
Yeah, halfway through the race, so people would have had to come into the pits after the 30-minute mark, but does not seem like anybody has done that. Everybody has pitted just now. It doesn't look like anybody's come out within these, yeah, within 1.5 minutes of when I started to go on a ramble about pit stops. So everybody's gonna go for a 2-stop. I think Leon, thinking about it, he may have realized that the reason why Christini was jumping him the first pit stop is because he's been sitting around for most of the lap. He's been doing a lot of fuel saving. So if he if he's able to think about strategy while trying to race Christini, he's gonna come to an agreement with himself that, okay, maybe I'll just stick around. Perhaps go for a move just before he goes into the pit. Try and gain that little bit of extra time before, which is gonna add up together with the time that he's gonna be gaining as well by doing this fuel saving. There's a lot of thinkers goes into his head, but the execution has to be there. It's not only about thinking.
I don't think Leon is close enough to go for him. And yeah, now he is. No, he's not gonna go for one. He has a look though. He gets the move done. Leon's back through to the lead again. Gianpaolo backs out of that one. Oh, and they're really close on the exit of the corner. But Leon Erger now through to P1 again. This is a very, very exciting race at round 7.
Yep.
And race number 7. I cannot pronounce the full name of Spa.
Oh,
for the
it's
life
Spa.
of me.
Frankenstein or something. Alright, Spa, everyone knows.
I'm
That
joking
F1 track
around.
that everybody want to see.
Yeah. That F1 track that might be on the calendar but might not be on the calendar.
Wankersjamp? Yeah.
Something like that.
Frankenstein?
Frankenstein? Yeah.
Frankenstein?
Add a
Or
little
Frank-
accent and it sounds about right.
Wankersjamp?
Frankenstein?
There you go, yeah, there you go. Sounds...
It's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I probably butchered a few other names during this this race as well, so I don't think that track name will be the worst. Looking at the championship standings, it's David Contas leading by 7 points. He's currently into P7. Oddly enough, then right behind him is Andre Wolf, who is currently in P5. So he's, yeah, just like everybody else, he's had 1 pit stop. He is 5.7 seconds behind Luigi. So with a bit of pace, he could be catching up to Luigi as well. Hoping that David. Oh yeah, bit of a moment
They
there
are fuel saving.
on Leon.
I just went on board with Christie quickly, and on the way to the bus stop,
is
he
that
just
actually?
absolutely lifted off, massively. Like they are actually still. It surprised me because if they are, as they pitted so early, I assume they're just going for a 2-stop. If they're surely they don't have to fuel save while doing a 2-stop. Surely that's not a thing.
That's a wide line from Leon. Probably to break the slipstream. Anyways, up through El Rouge, now down the Radion straight. Leon gonna go for a weaving move to break the toe, but Gianpaolo just gonna slip right back into his toe. Gianpaolo not gonna go for a move because he's too far back. Leon late on the brakes there. That could have been mad, but Leon is looking really comfortable with this car at this stage of the race. Gianpaolo is just inching closer and closer throughout the laps. So we'll have to see how this plays out a little later on, or maybe even next lap.
Ryan Martin got past Andre Wolf for P5, so they've swapped again. A few swaps going on around there. Top 3 all in
Luigi
the Merc.
Luigi Nespolino back up to P4.
Yeah, he's
Where's
on
he
that
been, P4?
slightly. No, he's definitely back up. He's doing that slightly different strategy, didn't he? He's put it earlier, so he's on a little bit less fuel than everybody. Almost to getting back to the top few cars. It's working, I think, for him. He's definitely closer than he was before the pit stop. Of course, we got Huckinen spun, so we've got to see how far he's got to come on the process. But yeah, it's working for Luigi. The tactic of getting earlier, less fuel. He's decided to go less fuel here. Also, doesn't seem like he's fuel saving. So Luigi's gone quite aggressive with his strategy. But the rest seem to be lifting off and fuel saving. I don't think he is.
That's a little correction from Leon there. That allows Gianpaolo to gain about a tenth or two in one corner. Oh yeah, and before I finish talking about this battle, who did you say the 6 different winners were, Wesley?
Leon, Christini, Oyston, Luigi, Andre Wolf, and Huckinen.
Okay. I'm gonna say at the end of this race, it's either gonna be Weston, Gianpaolo, or Leon. Those are my 3 drivers that I think have a really good shot at winning Spa. Oh, they're in the grass right now.
To come with race predictions halfway through the race.
Makes it a little easier, doesn't it?
We are at 40 laps. Not 40 laps, 40 minutes. I don't know why I said 40 laps. Yeah, my brain's going crazy right now. I think we are right at 40 minutes in the race, so about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, so 2/3 into the race, you're right. Also right about your predictions. I think it's going to be one of the top 3 drivers. I don't really see Luigi getting back into this race. He's been 2.5 seconds behind most of the race, but these guys, I don't think you're just gonna catch up by cruising. You'll really have to get your legs out. They're going incredibly fast while racing each other and while trying to keep a nice gap to each other to not crash into each other. Said each other a lot of times there, didn't I?
Well, if
question is who it's gonna
wide.
be. I think.
Oh, that's wide from Leon.
Oh yeah, that's right from Leon. Really wide going onto the gravel.
I think he had to
Putting
lift
up a little
there.
bit of marbles.
I think he had to lift there because when you get on those gravels, when you get on the the gravel crap on the outside, the tires just start to spin and you get really bad wheel spin.
Yeah, it's a bit like turning a bit too much in Blonsmon. It's if you do it for too long, then you're gonna end up in a wall inevitably. Yeah, I don't think Oystein really has the pace. I think he's just keeping up for now. He's gonna have to overtake both drivers, and I don't think Christini is gonna have any of it if he can get this win together. See him drop back a couple of times, Oystein. But yeah, he is still keeping up, so it is a possibility. I think it's gonna be between Christini and Leon Egger.
Oh, that's wide from Leon. If you go over that too much, you actually get a slowdown for that. But I don't think he did. I think he just did save it from getting a slowdown.
Yeah, so if my telemetry is not mistaken, Leon's have no wait, that's pit lap. Never mind. Do you have an incident counter somewhere? Because I believe it's 18 incidents, I think, and then you get a drive-through penalty, and that's a reason, especially at that stage.
I think I have off tracks. That's not. Got 52 off tracks for Leon. I hope that's not it. Anyone I think I have on.
I I might have one. Sure. I might have one, but oh, that was a little snap from Leon's car.
Oh, yeah.
Or it might have just looked like one. I don't know. I don't know because I was looking for a incident counter in iRacing.
You could always ask, if we continue to talk and ask stewards as you're watching, you know, you definitely have these tools. What limit, what incidents is everybody at? Oh, they'll be listening, so our lovely race steward will be able to send us a message in the Discord.
Before I do that, I thought Gianpaolo was gonna have a little look there because he was 1/10 behind Leon there, going into the final two chicanes. Oh, that's pretty close from Gianpaolo right there. He's gonna get a good run down to turn 1 now. He's also gonna get a good run through El Rouge and down the Radion Straight if he gets a good exit out of turn 1. Well, for a minute or two, I'll let you and Nils take over the commentating while I see what the incidents are.
Thank you. So once again, it's Christini. P2. He's really close to Leon now. He may go for one of those easy overtakes, as we mentioned earlier on the side by side. I think Leon is gonna back out of this one. No, he's squeezing Christini.
Yeah.
And he's getting ahead once again. So, okay, we're getting to a stage of this race where nobody's giving anything away. It's 18 minutes left, so everything's still up to play. As we see on the timing table, Wolf and Martini is having a bit of a battle. Leon's still going really defensive. This is allowing Øystein to get even closer to this battle, more than he's been throughout this entire race. The question is if he is gonna just sit behind, try and wait for these guys, hope that they're gonna make a mistake. Still a lot of time left, so no need for him to push anything just yet. If he can get the two drivers in front of him to hit each other and have a bit of a moment, then he's free to pass through, and that's ideally what you want. Of course, you want your competitors to hit each other, but a free win is a free win.
Yeah, you always secretly hope it a little bit. So Adam and Eli and Rick have all gone in for their second stop, so they're going to the end. To note, they were in the pit box for 10 seconds. That's so much. Probably they put about half a tank of their 45% allowed. They put about 20-ish in. But to note that by noting that, we can work out how much that Luigi put in, because he only put 15 seconds worth in the first stint. That's the defense from Leon. Now I think they're going to be all sensible and nice. They are. So we can think that basically Luigi only put roughly 30% of fuel in the second stint. So that's how he's gone in now in the background.
Which means that these three drivers will have to pit as well, right? Because they pitted a few laps after Luigi, and
I think they do, yeah.
There's not that many laps left. And now I'm starting to think about the strategy. What is Håkon thinking? He's been sitting behind, saving a lot of fuel. He's not been leading 1 second of this race, from what I can remember. Maybe a little bit. One of the two Norwegians were leading. I think it was Håkon, just before he crashed out. But I think Håkon, if he goes into...
They're touching? If Leon touched him there.
Leon goes right back down the inside.
I don't see any crashes on my telemetry. Am I missing something?
No, they just slightly.
I see Martin right behind Wolf for the battle for P4.
That's defenses from Leon. Gianpaolo gonna try to go around the outside, but no, he's not. He just tucks right back in line. Yeah, I'm just waiting for race control to give me a response, but the race control says no incidents to report so far.
Incredibly close battle. It's and it's been like this for the past 45 minutes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a thrill to watch, really. But yeah, Øystein, I think Øystein might be thinking about pitting a bit earlier and trying to jump these other two guys. See, it's gonna be about 20 seconds in the pit lane. 20 seconds behind these drivers is... it's gonna be somewhere between Luigi and Håkon as it currently stands. So we have Andrea, he's 12 seconds behind Oystein, and then it's half a second, 1.3 and 1.6, and then 16.5. So I think he's going to be able to go into clean air if he goes into the pits now.
Impala has another look.
Really
He's gonna
hard.
try it around the outside, but he does not get it. He's gonna try to do it He's gonna try to do a switchback. Will he do it? He's gonna try to go around the outside of turn 1. Will he back out or will he stay in it? Nope, he's gonna stay in it. Now he backs out. He tucks right back in line again. He try to do another switchback. No, he will not. He'll just tuck right back in line, right behind Leon again. Leon going defensive. What's gonna happen? Going up Al Rouge. They're gonna go too wide. Nope. Gianpaolo gonna lift out of that one just a little bit, not too big of a lift. So that way he can stay right there with him. Now Gianpaolo's gonna get the toe all the way down the ready on straight. He's gonna go for a move. Leon squeeze him into the grass. I don't think he'll try it around the outside. No, he does not. He's gonna tuck right back in line again. That is some good, hard racing right there. That is what you love to see in a GT3 race at Spa and racing in general.
This is more than we could have ever hoped for. These two guys spelling it out crazy hard, but still fair. Lovely to see. It's really, yeah, it's probably some of the best racing, online racing that I've seen in a long time.
That's
And that's what you get with these GT cars.
That was a little pinch there by Leon going into Puhan on Gianpaolo.
Could we get an onboard from Christine? I'd like to see his point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being 2/10 behind Leon.
Absolutely.
I don't think. Yeah, you can barely see the apex. It's just a
car.
Mercedes Blue right in front of him. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, that was really close to hitting the gravel there by Gianpaolo.
Using every inch of the track, and that's what you have to do when you're this fast. There's no room for everywhere. Is he gonna go up the inside? Oh, we saw
too wide. What's gonna happen through here? They stay too wide. No contact made. They've made it through the corner. Surprisingly, Leon gonna stay to the inside. Gianpaolo gonna back out of that one. Now, Gianpaolo's gonna try to do a switch back out of the final corner. He's not gonna do it. What will he do? Going down to turn 1. Leon goes defensive. Gianpaolo gonna stay right behind him. Gianpaolo tries it around the outside going into turn 1, but he's not gonna back out this time. He stays around the outside, but he does not get the move done. Leon still holds him off and is still leading the race. That is exciting.
Yeah, that move through Blanchimon, I had a flashback to Håkon from earlier, going side by side with Leon. Oh.
Down the Radian straight.
Once again.
Gianpaolo gonna stay around the outside. He's gonna get a little squeeze almost into the grass. Gianpaolo gonna give him Leon a little squeeze back. And gonna go back down the inside. This is good hard racing. Gianpaolo stays around the outside. He gets the move done. Gianpaolo is up to first position. And that's a little slide there by Leon. But that was good, hard, clean racing between the two drivers. Man, was that fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think it's over yet. We've got 10 minutes left. Question is, one of these guys ever gonna pit? I'm sure they can't stay out for this long.
Oyston's going for a one-stop. I went on board of him while they were battling. He lifted off so early down that back straight. I mean extremely early. To the point where surely he's not saving fuel. Maybe he pits at the end of this lap and he's really tight on fuel. Otherwise, he's got to be going for a one-stop because there's no way he's... Like, it's honestly extreme, like, saving fuel that, how early he lifted off. Like, those two were battling in front of him and he was like, oh, I've got to lift off now. And didn't lose any time, obviously, because they were battling hard, but... Oh.
And if he managed to pull that one off, we could talk all about Christini and Leon Erga. But first of all, how fast they're going. Because they're going at an incredible pace right now, been most of the race. And second of all, the racecraft between the two drivers. I mean, if you can go side by side to Blanchimont and give each other enough space, you are...
They're pitting,
you are good.
Oyston stays out.
He stays out, yeah.
That's it.
Now, I will say this. I will say this about Gianpaolo's move on Leon around the outside. They got their elbows out.
Yeah, they did.
Pretty good. Yeah, but I think this is when the real race starts. If you are correct about your predictions and Øystein is able to just drive away for the next 10 minutes, then yeah, he almost got the race in his back, doesn't he?
Leon was in the pits for a little bit longer. Christine's only put 8 seconds worth of fuel in. Leon's put 10. That's something to note. Andre's continued. Obviously, he went a lap longer in that last stint anyway. But now it's a case of either of the top two trying to do a one-stop here. That's crucial. Adam Hedgecock had a crash, so we'll quickly grab on. Show me the view I'd like.
Ryan Martin's had a...
Ooh.
Ryan Martin's had
through
a pass for
Rouge,
P6.
yeah.
The whole of Adam's spin, but Adam next.
Losing it just as he goes through. Radium.
Flashing that lights then. Hancock. Hugginen, sorry, is on the back and up the inside of Ryan. That's that done. That's P6 for Hugginen.
A lovely move from the Norwegian. He's trying to make a recovery race from his incident early on. Going side by side through Blanchimont with Leon, I believe it was, early on. In that four-way battle we had right at the beginning. And, I mean, if you were still there, I would have loved to see him try and battle that with Øystein now. I think he would have gone for the same kind of strategy as his fellow countryman would have, or is trying to do right now. He's doing the fuel saving, staying behind most of the race.
How's the battle between Gianpaolo and Leon looking right now? I'm actually checking on Øystein to see if he's gonna pit this lap. And Øystein pits this lap. Øystein is in the pits this lap, so Andre Wolf take over the lead. Gianpaolo he might. I don't know, but he might come out P2 and Leon come out P3, and Øystein should come out about P4 or 5.
Andre's continued on.
Andre pitted earlier on, so a little earlier on, when Gianpaolo and Leon were scrapping it out. Yep, and Gianpaolo does get to P2. Leon gets to P3, so where's Øystein gonna come out now? Øystein, it's gonna be close. Never mind, he comes out P4 still.
Out a little bit. So we've got 7-ish minutes to go, and they have all spread out a bit. So let's see who pushes. At the moment, it's Cassini with, realistically, from what I can see, the least amount of fuel of them on board and the biggest gap. So he's looking comfortable, but is Wolf going to the end? Surely not. Headed at the 37-minute mark. So they'd have to fuel save basically 3 extra minutes. It's like a lap and a bit around here. So that would be quite the ask.
And he hasn't really been driving behind anyone for most of this race, has he? Maybe Leon. Good question. No, I think we talked about how he was 1.5 seconds away from Leon, so I think he's been going alone for most of this race, and that hurts the fuel economy in multiple ways. So yeah, I think he's gonna go for a second pit stop, just trying to get some clean. And I think maybe a little bit of traffic. I'm not too sure. But of course, driving on your own, that's the easiest to do. You don't have anything to worry about. But yeah, Christina, as you mentioned, I'm wondering a bit, because either Christina's taking just the right amount of fuel or Leon's taking too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking up.
Yeah.
About 2 seconds.
Gianpaolo is going to take over the lead again down the front straight. He's on the front straight about now. Yes, he's on the front straight. He's just crossed the line now. Will he move up? Yes, he will. Gianpaolo's back in the lead of the race again.
Oh, with the fastest lap as well, 2:15.06. So he's not playing around. Let's see.
Is he going to be the first one to get into the 214s in the race? I don't know,
Wouldn't
but
actually have been that far up in the qualifying session. As I thought he
we'll
would have
find
been.
out.
Luigi's come out side by side with Wolf. Go ahead from out. Does. Going to the end, so at 5 minutes for him. But very little fuel on board, I assume, but he's going to immediately try and attack Luigi for P4.
Yeah, 5 minutes. What? That's 2 laps or something like that.
Well, I think my race timer's wrong because it says we're 58 minutes in out of 1 hour, so that's either right or wrong.
Wrong.
And iRacing's just wrong because the actual iRacing race thing is saying 55 minutes.
56 half. How far we're in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so both are wrong.
Somewhere in the
So-
middle.
Yeah.
We're somewhere in there, yeah. We can go for that. But Gianpaolo has a, there's surely no way it's 9.2 seconds. Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where Leon really has to stretch his legs more than they've already been stretched throughout this race, if he wants to get close to Christini. Race setting it down a little bit, and no one's really that close to each other. I think closest battle we've got right now is the battle for P5. That's Andrew Wolf trying to pass Luigi Nespolino. The battle that's shown on screen right now through Blanchimont. Close enough for Wolf to go for move into the bus stop. I think he looks on the outside. Is he gonna go for move on the inside? No. Thinks better of it right now. He's got a long straight coming up just after the next corner now. Trying to get as much as possible going into the source.
Gap from Gianpaolo to Leon in the lead right now. The gap from Leon to Gianpaolo is 3.9 seconds right now. So
Yeah, that's exactly comes back to what I was saying. It's not enough to just go fast. You have to.
yeah, he would have to.
I'm not sure what you have to do.
He would have to pull a miracle out of his pocket. If Leon wants this win, he has to pull a miracle out of his pocket, which is quite hard to do.
What he's got to hope is Christini's under fueled and has to save a little. Right now.
As well as we're gonna be 59 minutes into the race after this, so this might be the white flag coming around next time. It might be white flag.
See, that's a big gap to close. It's stretching out as well.
So, now this is the part where I can say, do you bet your money on Gianpaolo for winning this race?
We'll have a minute to go. How bad's your luck, huh?
No, I'm just kidding about the bet. I'm just saying that, please. But yeah, I'd say my guess is because the only way Leon will win this race is if Gianpaolo has a huge mistake, or his game crashes, or he just has a massive wreck. But
This should be the final lap,
that'll
right?
happen.
Yeah.
Crossing the line now, he's just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from another win. Christini, yeah, I'm betting my money on Christini having underfueled during his pit stop. He's gonna stop just before the bus stop, and I think Leon is then gonna come and drive him through the finish line, just like Lightning McQueen did to the King. Gonna be a 1-to-1 recreation. It's where instead of Christini crashing, it's gonna be him running out of fuel. A true love story.
Well, we'll see if Gianpaolo Cristini on this final lap at Spa, can he win his second race in a row? As he won at Long Beach, will he win at Spa? Don't want to jinx it, that's for sure.
Still battles for 6th and 4th going on as well. Fascinating that they're still cars racing quite hard together. The top 3 obviously got spread out right at the end by that second pit stop. But other than that, they were, well, you could say, quite close for the whole 45 minutes, really. Well, whole 50 minutes until the very end here.
If I'm correct, if Gianpaolo Cristini wins this, will he be the first 2-time winner?
He will.
That would be very exciting for him. Very, very. It would make history in Antastar.
It would. It would make history this season.
In the season, not actually the full thing.
Not the full thing.
I don't think it would put him up anywhere in the championship. I don't see him on the
No, he's
anywhere in the top 3.
no.
I don't even see him in the top 18.
Nope, he's definitely not there either. He only joined last race and he won that one.
Gianpaolo comes around the final 2 corners.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
He's gonna cross the line. I don't see the checkered flag.
There.
But Gianpaolo wins his second race in a row and becomes the first 2-time winner in season. Is it season 2 or 3?
Is this a final move from Andrew Wolf?
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah,
Didn't get it.
a battle on the last lap. Unfortunately, not close enough to Luigi to do anything about it, but he still gets into P5 and a really good result for Andrew Wolf. His closest competitor, David Contos, who's currently leading the championship, ends up in P8. So that's a 3-point difference. I can't do the math in my head. I'm sorry, but I think he's gonna take a huge chunk of points away from David, who's 7 points in front of Andre in the championship. Are we following the F1 point system?
No, not at all. You get 55
No.
for a win, 50 per second. So on.
Okay, yeah, then I definitely can't do the math in my head.
No. Yes. A lot of points on there. There was also points on offer for qualifying as well, so.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's more to it.
And the fireworks
I'm
are
just
going off in the
finishing.
background because Gianpaolo Cristini becomes the first 2-time winner in this season of the GT3 series. So hats off to him. That was
We
a
have
very, very
the
deserved win.
interviews as well.
Oh yeah,
I think we
totally
actually still
forgot.
got the 2 drivers out on track. Rick Jansen, P13, and Barry Beltus, P14. Pretty close to each other. Ricky is 10 seconds away, it says, from Adam. This is Barry. He's 5 seconds away from Rick. Rick should be going into the pass up now, perhaps even coming out of it. Yep, there we see the second final still running driver crossing the line now. Congratulations to Rick Jensen for completing the lap. And then we got Barry. He's also happy that he's completed this lap, and I'm proud of him as a commentator. Proud of everybody who's competed in this race. But Wes, are you taking us to the standings then?
There's,
The
Mind if I go-
results?
Mind
Yes,
if I go through the results?
you can go for the race results, yeah?
Okay, so rounding out race 7 and round number 7 here at Spa. It just went away.
Back again.
I've confused myself now again. It keeps going away.
It's back again.
So rounding out your race here in round 7 and race number 7 at Spa, Gianpaolo Cristini is your winner. Leon Erger comes home in P2. Oysten Herford comes on P3. Luigi Nespolino P4. Andre Wolf P5. Hakan Grabstad, after that disappointing spin early on in the race, finishes P6. Ryan Martin comes home P7. David Contos P8. James Ellis P9. Gatis Gisecki P10. Eli Sasak P11, Adam Hedgecock. P12, Rick Jansen. P13, Barry Baltus. P14, Martin Brandon. P15 after crash earlier on at the beginning of the race. Dick Brower, P16, Vide Favaro, P17, and William Reinhard, who was having issues with his computer, and Will did not show up today for this race. He is P18.
Yeah, I'm assuming William didn't show up neither. They're both 27 laps behind the race leader, so sounds like they didn't even participate and have been at the bottom for the entire race, not even set a single lap in. So yeah, it's unfortunate that you're set out of the race because of mechanical problems, as you would say in motorsport. I see Leon and Oystein in the Ready for Interview channel. Can we grab them? Oh, we
I can move them down here, certainly.
Yeah. Who are we taking first? We're taking Leon. I don't see. I'd love to get an interview with Christine, but I think Leon will do as well.
I'll go for a pick real quick. I'll just do a eeny, meeny, miny, mo pick. Let's see. This is not fun. Well, first one we're gonna get is surprise, surprise. Hacken Grebstad.
And here is Håkon Krebstad. He is P6 in the race, was running P4, P3 together with his countryman Øystein Herford. Most of the race, unfortunate incident in Blanchimont with Leon, I believe, during the race around the halfway point. Håkon, how do you see the race and a bit more specific? Could you take us through the incident in Blanchimont?
Yeah, for sure. No, the race was going okay. Leon and Gianpaolo so much faster. I was really struggling to hang on. Also, my setup wasn't great. I was struggling to keep the rear in check and going around the outside. Kind of got to me. Or went. I was struggling the whole. The fast. There was just.
Yeah, it's never fun to go through a corner like Blanchimont, which can be a bit tricky, especially in the Merc. You're running the BMW, if I'm not mistaken. How do you find that car around this track, and have you perhaps raced the Mercedes or any of the other cars and compare them to those cars?
I was in the Porsche, but yeah, I've been practicing all week in the Mercedes, running that tomorrow in 24 hours. Had to do a little swap.
The Porsche, BMW, both German, but is it similar? It's two different cars. One has the engine in front of the cockpit, and the other one behind it.
Well,
yeah.
My experience tonight, that the Mercedes is push harder without or just jumping around on you. Porsche.
Perfect. I don't know if any of you guys have a question.
Well, Wes, you got any questions for Hacken?
Oh, it's just you got very unfortunate in that spin. Where do you reckon without the spin you would have ended up? Is that exactly where you think you could have ended?
I think fourth was a good position for me tonight. The Mercedes way too strong. Might have been able to keep Oystein behind me, but the car was just too unstable.
Road Atlanta. Are you looking forward to Road Atlanta at all?
Yeah, Road Atlanta is one of my good tracks.
The classic. That's a very good track.
Yeah,
Love it.
It's one of the tracks that started out when I started out in iRacing, and it's been a favorite.
Okay, I have.
I think now we've had one Norwegian. Should we take another one?
I have one question for you. Hacken.
Or
Okay, so from start to finish, how are you feeling in that race? Were you feeling good about your pace, and how did you think you could finish before you had that spin when obviously you were running P2 and then you and Christini went too wide through the corner where you on it? How
Yeah,
were you feeling before that and
like I said,
after?
there might have been opportunities if I was able to hold on, but I was struggling so much to hang on. Both Leon and Gianpaolo there. The only reason I was able to keep up was yeah, I was able to break a little later where there that was pretty much the only reason I was able to keep up. So I think third or fourth would have been.
Well, good luck at round 8 at Road Atlanta. I hope you can do better and have
Yeah,
a better race than what you had today.
hope so too.
Oh, good luck in the next one.
Thanks,
Um,
guys.
yeah, have a good day.
Likewise.
Perfect. This thing, should we take the others as well? I think we have time for it, right?
I'm taking Leon right now.
Leon. Oh. Yeah. Then we say welcome to Leon, our P2 driver for this round 7 at Spa Roland. Spa Roland. Spa Francorchamps. Leon, you had a battle throughout the entire race with Christine up until your last pit stop. So I think it was about the last 10 minutes of the race. Sometimes during the race, it looked like you were just gonna sit behind and try and do some fuel saving, and then at other times, it looked like you were doing everything in your power to keep the Italian behind you. Could you take us through the race?
Yeah, first of all, hello guys. It's yeah, it was an interesting one. I gotta give it up to Gianpaolo. He was very quick, and I knew I didn't really stand a chance if I just let him run away with it. So yeah, it was hard because when I was in front, I knew he was just fuel saving, and that would have gotten me in the end. Uh, but when he was in front, he was also saving, and then I felt like, yeah, I might just as well, give it another shot. And yeah, that's how basically how it went until the first pit stop. And after that, I thought to myself, well, then it's just flat out from here. And yeah, I was well aware that he was gonna pass me during the pit stop, the last pit stop. But that's the only thing I could have done because he was so much quicker. And yeah, if I had just would have let him through, he would have just run away with it, and I couldn't have saved enough, so it would have been close at the end there. So yeah,
Yeah, the fuel saving played into into effect with the first pit stop round you had as well, but it wasn't really as significant as in the second one. You lost out, I think it's about 3 seconds, somewhere around there. Was it because you either got the fueling just right, or was it and you just overfueling a little bit, or was Christine just, as you mentioned, fuel saving a little bit at the end and then underfueled, so you had that little margin coming out?
well, I had like 1.5 liters to spare at the end, so not too much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saved a lot during his stint and then just underfueled. And that added to his good pace. There's nothing I could have done there besides go
It's a
quicker.
pure pace you lose out on today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had. I'd love to say that you had a great pace as well. I'm looking at the best laps times. You're just 600th of a second behind him in terms of best lap time, and consistently running at the low 2:15s. Yeah, a bit unfortunate there at the end. I don't know. Do you, Wes and Aiden, do you have any questions? Oh, P2 driver.
Believe I have one. Leon, it's me, Aiden again. You remember me from Long Beach.
Yep.
Well, as you probably heard if you were kind of listening to the live stream, every time you and Gianpaolo fought alongside each other going into the corners here at Spa, we were absolutely going wild with our commentary. Would you mind walking us through what was going through your head when you were battling with him and how you think your race was going to go if you stayed ahead of him?
Well, I mean, as I said, I knew my situation, and that's the only real thing I could have done. And then, yeah, just trying to make it as hard as possible for him to go around, and making sure he doesn't, as long as I can. Um, I mean, yeah, he overtook me in the end, but it was a great battle, and at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun, and yeah, put a great show on for the guys watching the live stream, and for you making the commentary. So I yeah, I enjoyed that race a lot, and I mean, Gianpaolo definitely deserved the win, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I went crazy when Gianpaolo went around the outside, and then y'all were fighting again. Yeah, that was awesome. Good racing between you and him, and good luck at Road Atlanta. And hope to see another good battle between Steenie again.
Thank you very much.
Wes, you got any questions, Leon?
Ooh. Right, so yeah, did we touch on Road Atlanta at all? The fact that you were looking forward to Road Atlanta? Is that a strong circuit for you?
Uh, well, um, not particularly my best one, but um, at the end of the day, I'm just making sure I practice and be on pace when it's race day. So yeah, we will see. Should be close again.
You've the past couple of races, you've had a bit of bad luck. Thinking in my head at Daytona, you had a spin, you had to fight your way through. I'm not exactly even sure what happened at Long Beach, can't remember, but I don't think you had the best of luck there either.
No, it was just the lack of pace at Long Beach, to be very honest.
Was
I
it?
really struggle at that course. It's the hairpin is just, I don't know. I don't feel confident there. The rest is fine, but I just, I don't know. Wasn't meant to be.
Managed to make up for it today and show your paces again, front running pace. Looking at what, 3 rounds left of the season, your name is up there as well in the championship standings, I'd say. So is that your goal? Is the championship your goal in the end?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. That's why I signed up for this. So I'll do my best.
To hear, I think we should be taking Øystein if he's still waiting. He is still waiting. Oh, and I see Christine
Gianpaolo's up
is
there too.
actually, yeah, he's joined as well. So let's finish off with the icing on the cake, if I used that correctly. I hope I
I'll
did.
bring
Thank
Oystein
you,
down
Leon.
here.
And congratulations with your second place.
Thank you.
Okay, Oystein.
Oh, oh,
I brought Oystein down here, and
no, I made a mistake.
oh,
There he is. Sorry, Øystein. Welcome to the commentator's booth.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
A P3 for you today, running behind Leon and Christine for most of the race. You're talking about you were driving in the Porsche and they were driving in the Merc, and the new Merc is notorious for being pretty fast.
Yeah,
in
it
general,
is.
especially around Spa. How did you see the race from your perspective? You were keeping up with the guys, but do you think that you had the pace to be able to drive in front of them, or was it the slipstream that was
No,
helping you today?
no, there was no chance of keeping up with them today. At the start of the first stint, I pretty much stood upright in the frame, trying to keep up with the three guys in front, and then And then for the when I came out of the pits, I sort of spun the wheels trying to exit the pit fast. So I came out like 1.5 seconds behind Leon, and then I really had to stand up in the frame trying to catch them back up again. But so I mean I could have, if I had one or maybe two more laps, I could fuel save as much as I did towards the end of the second stint. Then maybe I could have been closer, but in terms of pace, Gianpaolo and Leon was way faster today.
Yeah, uh, they were fast, and we just had an interview with your fellow Norwegian,
Yeah.
Håkon. Yeah, you lost him during the first half of the race. Were you happy or a bit sad that, that you lost him? Because of course you mentioned that the two guys in front of you was quite rapid, to say the least. But it's an easy P3 for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I mean for my result, yeah, sure, it's good that he had a little incident with the wall, but I mean I would rather see him being up there and fighting. He's a really good driver and he has fantastic racecraft. So it would have been fun to see him battling the two guys in front all the way to the end. But of course, for my result, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's talking about great racing. We had a bit of onboard cameras with you um, for the last 20 minutes, and you definitely had the best seats for the battle for P1.
Yeah.
Just before you all went into the pit, and yeah, Paolo Cristini had eventually got the 3-second gap that helped him cruise to the finish line. What
Yeah.
was it like just seeing the two drivers battling it out in front and you having to, yeah, bit of struggle trying to keep up?
I mean, it was. I was glad they were fighting because then I could keep up to be behind their gearbox then. But as I said, I mean, if I had one, maybe two more laps of fuel saving, I could might have done it. So I could have fueled enough to catch up the gap. But I mean, I ran out of fuel going uphill into the pit lane, so I drove the entire pit lane the second time there. I drove the entire pit lane at 40 kilometers an hour when the limiter is at 80. So yeah, one more lap, maybe two, then it could have gone my way. But yeah, no, I'm glad they fought a little bit so I could keep up.
I just have a final question before I'll let Aiden and Wes get some questions in as well. We talk about the fuel saving strategy. We saw it last season. I think the first time we saw it was at Red Bull Ring with Alexander Iso. What he did was running in P2, just fuel saving the entire race, and then only doing a one-stopper, which then led him to have a 20-second gap to P2 at the end of the race, and then you could just cruise and fuel save the entire race. Were you thinking about that during your racing? Of course, it was a bit difficult with Leon, Egger, and Christini pitting as early as they did.
Yeah. No, not really. For this track, I think the 45% fuel cap is a little bit too. Like in the Mercedes, you have to save maybe about 0.3 liters a lap to do a one stop, maybe even more. I think in total you probably need to fuel save a good 12, 13 liters, and that's gonna be really, really, really tough unless you are way faster than the guys you're in front. And clearly I wasn't. Yeah, no, didn't really consider that before the race. I tried to fuel save as much as possible, so I could fuel as little fuel as possible, but yeah, didn't work out in the end.
Oh, Oysten,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I
I
have
can hear you.
one question
Mhm.
for you.
Yeah.
J- How how do you think your race pace was, and How do you think you did throughout your race, even with not really being able to fight that much with Gianpaolo and Leon, but you were still kind of right there with them. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think let's say it's good practice for tomorrow. The 24 hours is tomorrow, so I think for the split that I'm going to be in, I think the pace is probably all right. Because I mean, I could do consistent laps. It was just about 2/10, maybe even 3 sometimes slower than the guys in front, and even though I had slipstream, they were slowly increasing the gap unless they were fighting. So I mean, race pace wise, I think it was all right for tomorrow, but for this race and the pace Gianpaolo had, then it was way too far off, I think.
And this will be my last question before I see if Wes has any questions for you. How did you feel when you got into the lead? Were you thinking to yourself, "Oh, do I need to pit this lap, or should I stay out so that way you would be able to continue leading?" So,
Yeah.
what were you thinking then?
Well, going out of the last chicane, I had, according to the iRacing fuel calculator, I had one more lap or 1.0, and I think in terms of liters, I had somewhere around 4.1, 4.05, something like that. So I tried to fuel save as much as possible when I was going alone there, but unfortunately, I ran out of fuel when I was going uphill into the pit lane there. So I was coughing my way to my pit box. So yeah, I thought maybe, but again, like I said earlier, I think I needed one or maybe two more laps of fuel saving to be able to close the gap there.
Well, congratulations on your P3 finish, and good luck at round 8 and Road Atlanta.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Wesley, you got any
Uh,
questions for Oyster?
yeah, Road Atlanta. One stop or two stop?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I haven't seen the numbers on it, but guess it should be possible to do a one-stopper there. Might be, because you can fuel save a lot down the hill, and you can also fuel save a lot down the straight if you're behind someone. If you're leading that race, then might be tough. Might be tough. But we'll see. I'll do practice as usual and try and calculate the fuel, but might be possible with the one-stopper there.
Which would you prefer to do?
I kind of want to see everyone not fuel saving and race as hard as possible, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't work, and you can push the entire race. That's way more fun than just laying behind someone and pressing in the clutch all the time. Yep.
Alright, well, thank you for your time here in the commentators booth and speaking with us, Oyston. We're gonna bring in Gianpaolo now, and yeah, good luck at Road Atlanta.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, Gianpaolo. Let's get him down here. Okay, I've just brought Gianpaolo Christini here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Uh,
Christine, our race winner. Incredible performance from you and Leon as well. We talked with Leon earlier, and I'm not sure if you heard the interview, but amazing racing for the both of you. Great racecrafts, showing a lot of respect for each other. We saw Leon and Håkon having a battle into Blanchimont, and then early on you had one as well with Leon again, and I had flashbacks to that one. I'm not sure if you saw the outcome, but Håkon is in P6, and that's the reason why he's not in P4. How is your experience with this race? you were keeping behind Leon for most of the race, having a bit of a fuel safe battle as well as a battle for position, but somehow you managed to get out 3 seconds ahead of him in the final pit stop, which is a low fuel pit stop. So how do you manage to pull that one off?
Yeah, I try all the race to do fuel saving. In the first, I try to think to make only one pit stop, and then I realized that it's impossible. So I try to maintain one lap after maintain one lap of fuel in the tank. So the pit stop is lower, but yeah, I try also to pass him and go faster, but with the slipstream, it's impossible. So all the race, I try to fuel saving, maintain the gap, and making my pace.
Yeah, and and making your pace, you did. Yeah, just incredible racing. Well, what was it like racing Leon? It seemed like you had respect for each other while keeping it
Yes,
super close to each other.
I try in all the battle to not put him out, and I think he do the same.
Yeah, incredible. And do you have anything? You know, you always have something that I keep missing.
Sorry?
No, it was for Aiden. If Aiden has a question.
Right. Gianpaolo. Well, you joined at Long Beach. You won Long Beach. You come into your second race. You win at Spa. How do you feel becoming the first two-time winner in Season 3 for the GT3 series? How do you feel about your win today here at Spa?
Yeah, I'm super happy, and I don't think I have the pace in all the race to win this with this gap. But yeah, I'm happy.
Well, congratulations on your
Thank you.
win today at Spa, and
Well, I think
yeah.
Wes may have one question. Wes, come with it.
Oh, I'll have one. You said about you thought about trying to one stop and you realized it was. When did you realize it was?
I realized after 3-4 laps because I do like 3.7 liter per lap in the first 3 lap, but the fuel calculator told me that I need 16, yeah, like 10 liter more to make one pit stop. So it's impossible to make one pit stop.
And you said about trying to keep at least a lap in the tank. So is that when you go into the pits, you don't have to put as much fuel into the car because it's always there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's lots of brilliant thinking while driving and close race, doing quite a lot of things at once. Well done, you win.
Thanks.
And before we go, Gianpaolo, congratulations on becoming the first two-time winner in Season 3. And good luck at Road Atlanta.
Thank you.
Did no one ask about Road Atlanta? Christine, it's one final question. I was hoping Wes was going to ask it. Are you looking forward to Road Atlanta?
No, because I probably can't make it because I'm not home.
Oh, so you're not going 3 for 3?
And
Oh, that's unfortunate. Would have loved to see you race against Leon once again.
yes.
No. Well, congratulations from me as well. But I think that's it. We've had all our interviews with the top 3 and our 6th place as well. Do we have anything before we round off? We've mentioned next round is going to be at Road Atlanta. So the 6th, same time, same place next week here on YouTube. Anti-Stall Racing, race 8. Wes, anything?
Oh, I thought it was a brilliant race. Really, really, really close. Top 4 at points, but top 2 in the end. It was great. I think it was really good. Different to see a night race. Interesting that they finally, it was a 2-stopper. No one could manage the 1. I'm intrigued to see how that goes again next time out in a Atlanta. But no, it's fantastic again. Have quite close racing. It's tighten the championship standings up as well. I think I've got them out, so I think the correct championship standings after this round is now green as well. So I think that's how close it is. If I'm right, then the top 3 are within. So we are season. It's good to have winner 2 times in a row now, so that's good to see. That's different, but of course we won't have him here next week. So who else is going to win? Be close. Good racing today.
I have one thing to say before we end off the stream here today. Road Atlanta. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun to watch. Road Atlanta's always a good track that produces really close and good hard racing. So yeah, that should be a good race, and kind of sad that Gianpaolo's not going to be there racing. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Then thank you for everybody who's watched the stream. We hope you'll see you next Friday for another lovely race. And until then, have an amazing week and have an amazing Spa 24 if you're going to be participating in that one. We hope you all the best in your race.
Quick question. Niels, will you be here next week on Friday?
That's a really good question. I have no idea. I don't plan that far ahead.
What about you, Wesley? And I will be here again next week. Hopefully. I don't know if anything comes up. I see. But I should be here next week too. No, that's it really. That's all I have for today.